Our side plank snatch is a combo move that is really working on core stability as well as working on stability and strength up in our shoulders. For this one, you're going to want to first be comfortable with a side plank. If you've not done a side plank before, please go back and watch our instructional videos for a side plank. I'm going to break down the basic key points of a side plank in this video, but if you want more details, like I said, go back and watch that other demonstration video. For that side plank, we're going to come down onto our forearm here. That forearm should be almost directly below the shoulder. We're then going to have two options. Easier option, we're going to bend that bottom leg to where that bottom leg is about at a 90 degree and the top leg is extended. And we are going to simply push those hips up into the air, squeezing the side of our core here, squeezing those obliques, squeezing those abs, pushing those hips up and hold. This is our hold position here that we're going to be using throughout this exercise. This is the easier option. The tougher option is we're going to extend both legs. That bottom leg is now going to be straight as well. You can either have your feet stacked or they can be staggered. Same thing here though. We're going to push the hips up nice and high, squeeze and hold right here. This is a static movement, that side plank. That means we are going to stay nice and still. We're not going to move throughout that exercise for that torso in that side plank. Now that we get that side plank ready, we are going to grab a dumbbell. It should be a lightweight. You should definitely not be starting heavy on this one. It's a harder movement. It's hard to keep the core tight throughout the exercise, and it's also working on our rotator cuff and the strength in our shoulders, so don't go heavy. Pop it up into that side plank. Hold nice and tight. We're going to grab that dumbbell. Palm's going to be facing us here at the bottom. We're going to keep that dumbbell in nice and close to the body as we pull it on up and press it directly up over that shoulder, and then keeping it in nice and close, lower it straight on down. We're not coming out here with it. We're keeping it in close to the body throughout this movement. The hard part here is keeping the core tight while we're performing that snatch. Once you get comfortable with it and you start to progress up in weight, you'll really see how it's going to be challenging the stability in your core. It's a great exercise for working your core. So, common mistakes I see made on this one. One, not modifying to that bent leg when you need to. And what that typically looks like is someone will do a stacked position and they'll barely be able to get their hips up off the ground, or they'll have trouble holding it up off the ground without touching. If that's the case, bend that bottom knee. We want to get those hips up nice and high off the floor, so we're engaging the core. So make sure those hips stay up and you don't let them dip down. The other common mistake I see made is grabbing too heavy of a weight on this one, or not being able to keep that dumbbell in nice and close to the body, instead kind of swinging, rotating the core to get it up. Remember, that torso should be nice and stationary. It should just be the arm moving. The rest of that torso should be nice and still, core engaged, everything nice and rigid for that movement.